So we all know that constellations plays a very important role in Genshin Impact. Each character has the unique type of constellations which grants them extra abilities or skills that you can acquire by unlocking that constellation. But certain characters have one of the most unique and most awesome constellation throughout the game. And in this video, I'm going to rank those top 10 characters who has the best constellation so far. Remember, this video is based on my opinion, so your list can be different. So yeah, now let's start. Number 10, Shinxia. When looking at Shinxia, the reason he has solid constellations is that they boost the effectiveness of his elemental burst, which is the key with support characters in Genshin Impact. He is a Hydro element user whose burst allows his team to do increased damage, which in turn increases his damage. All three of his early constellations, the C1, C2 and C3, all upgrade his Goha sword, Vein Cutter or Vein swords to varying extents. Since the effects transfer across characters, these constellations are incredibly powerful. Number 9, Child. Now Tartaglia or Child is a powerful character, provided he is surrounded by those who aid him in his use of attack that are focused on an area of effect. However, Tartaglia's big weakness is that the cooldown for his elemental skill is ridiculous, 45 seconds. Luckily, his first constellation reduces the cooldown of his elemental skill by a huge 20%, and his fourth constellation increases his damage. Number 8, Albedo's Constellations. Now Albedo's Solar Esterma creates a ring for players to deal extra AoE geo damage. The Solar Esterma also has a flowers that flies up, allowing plunging attacks from any allies within the ring. Now Albedo's fourth constellation increases those plunge attacks by 30%. Now combine that with his sixth constellation, which increase attack by 17% when provided by a shield, and this makes Albedo's utility immediately apparent. Number 7, Sucrose Constellations. Now Albedo's alchemical assistant Sucrose may not be a 5-star character, but that doesn't mean she should be ignored. Sucrose's sixth constellation bolsters allies' elemental damage by 25% during her forbidden creation. Enemies will fly together, and anyone who dishes out elemental damage will gain additional damage. Her second constellation extends this duration by 2 seconds. Elemental damage is the way to go with Sucrose, so don't miss out on her when she is on a banner. Number 6, Deluxe Constellations. Now Deluxe's second constellation boosts his damage by 10% when he is attacked, being stackable up to 3 times for a total 30% boost. Now Deluxe's sixth constellation boosts 2 of his normal attacks by 30%, SPD and attack damage. This makes for total 60% extra damage, which benefits the Pyro DPS as he slices through his enemy attacks. At number 5, Bennett's Constellations. Now Bennett's elemental burst creates an inspiration field that both heals your teammates within it and tacks a bonus attack to them that scales with Bennett's attack. His first constellation is very important as it allows those players within the circle to get both heal and attack bonuses at the same time. At number 4, Noel's Constellations. To be clean, Noel's fourth constellation will make a Geo Shield a weapon by dealing 400% of her attack as geo damage as it is destroyed. Sweeping time is Noel's elemental burst. It gives her a massive AoE of attack that converts to geo damage. Must be spotless. Noel's sixth constellation converts 50% of her defense to her attack during her elemental burst to make Noel a DPS machine. These constellations are essential. Number 3, Ganyu's Constellations. Now Ganyu's elemental skill drops an Ice Lotus down that taunts enemies and deals cryo damage. Her second constellation allows her to put down 2 flowers, giving her a large window to DPS while enemies are taunted. Her fourth constellation makes any enemy standing within her elemental burst takes increased damage over time. This can be stacked to 25% and the effect lingers for a total 3 seconds after the burst ends. These constellations will raise Ganyu's DPS potential even more. Number 2, Venti's Constellation. Now Venti's elemental burst and his main utility to controlling a crowd. It pulls enemies into a vortex and it deals continuous enemy damage. This vortex can be absorbed by other elements like Pyro, heightening the damage dealt over time. Now Venti's sixth constellation drops the resistance of whatever element the vortex absorbed for enemies stuck within by 20% to maximize damage done by Venti and the corresponding party member, making sure to snag his constellation. Number 1, Hutaus Constellation. Now Hutaus' Guide to Afterlife elemental skill cuts some of her HP to allow her to deal bonus damage. She can also apply Blood Blossoms using charged attacks in this state, which does bonus pyro damage. It's essential to grab Hutaus' first constellation as it removes stamina consumption for charged attacks, making her a DPS machine. Her sixth constellation, Butterfly's Embrace, revives her when she dies, and gives her an insane 100% crit rate bonus. So yeah, Hutaus is destructive with her constellations. And here you have it guys, these are all the characters in my opinion who are the best with the constellations. But what do you guys think? Which character is the best according to you? Comment down below and I'll see you in the next one.